All right, how's everyone doing? Welcome to my channel. Thanks for tuning in. This is a channel with an educational mission, which is to turn you on to great things that you've never come across before, things that the powers that be don't want you to know about. The powers that be have been around probably a lot longer than you think, and um, we try to go way back and look at the activities of suppression and the carryover to now. This is a segment that we have called Your Blind Side, where I do just that with regard to the info warriors out there, the diggers and truthers and anons in this movement that I follow, although I can't say that I'm a member of. Um, I'm maybe an honorary member. I would say I'm kind of like a big brother to the movement. Um, but until some changes are made, I can't really include myself. Um, and I guess that's what I'm here for. Because I know that, we are having a battle royale here between the globalists and the patriots. And, the globalists are so odious, and I'm so opposed to that, uh, you know, it's basically, y- you know, uh, when you're given the choice between the Christians and the Satanists, you're probably going to choose the Christians. Um, but uh, there is a problem with the Christians. And I think until that problem gets corrected, um, you know, I'm not going to be able to acquiesce. The problem with the Christians is Christianity and um, the New Testament of the Bible, which is and was a psychological operation that was originally written by the Romans. The Romans are the architects of the New Testament and the entire story of Jesus. It never happened. It was something that the Romans did as a psychological operation against the Jews. And um, this is not, uh, you know, something that is not part of the Romans' MO. They created a bunch of religions in the first century for psychological purposes, Christianity just being one of them. And they were the only people who had the motive, method, opportunity to do so. They had a strong motive to uh, put down the Jews, keep them down. They had just gotten done fighting a war against them that they won, but they were concerned that they were going to rise up again. The two Roman emperors that are most relevant, the first two Flavian emperors, Vespasian and Titus, who were in charge of the Roman Empire from 69 to 81 AD. They were veterans of this war and were both wounded in the war. And what they did is they commissioned a person named Josephus, who allegedly was a Jewish Roman historian, a Jewish commander in the war who defected to the Romans. And he wrote a history called War of the Jews, 7 volumes. That is a history sanctioned by the Flavian Empire uh, of the war. But if you look carefully at War of the Jews, especially uh, when you compare it side by side with the Gospels. Um, you will be able to see that they're written by the same author at the same time for the same reason. There are too many parallels between the two. Michael Menescatz, in his book Christianity's Origin as a Flavian Secrecy Cult, found over 250 parallels just in the book of Luke. That's over 10 per chapter, meaning that the parallels are literally saturating the New Testament or the book of Luke. And then when he graphed all of those parallels out on a chart, it spelled APTVS. Uh, Titus Vespasianus, Titus had uh, minted many coins during his reign that had that imprint on it, TVS. And the AP maybe could be Arius Piso or possibly Aegean Pneuma, which means Holy Spirit. Um, and so the Romans literally signed their names, or at least put their initials on the book of Luke, so that one day they would be known for doing such a thing. And I don't think they thought it was going to take almost 2,000 years. And it didn't, because many scholars and especially writers over the years have figured this out, especially William Shakespeare, who was a woman named Amelia Bassano Lanier, who was a Jewish woman, and the entire corpus of Shakespeare is a response and a counterattack by the Jews against the Gentiles. Every one of Shakespeare's plays is on the topic of the Romans are the true authors of the New Testament. And that includes his most famous play, Romeo and Juliet, the Romans and the Jews. And but he's one of many uh, uh, authors who have figured this out. Probably it was passed down in their lineage because the Piso family, really the Flavian family, they kept this in their lineage. All of the popes, the bishops of Rome, and the popes are all descended from the Flavians all the way down. And turns out that the commander in chief is one of these descendants as well as you know, what's his name, Barack Hussein and Hillary. They're all descended of this. Now, so the commander in chief, no doubt, knows that the uh, New Testament was a psyop and that Jesus is a psyop. He's literally waiting for you to call him on it. I don't necessarily think that he's a bad person, that he's in on it. I think that he's just like in many other situations, he kind of panders to you until you figure it out. And then when you figure it out, he changes course. He did that with the Jabberwocky, and he did that with some of his big pharma friends and some of his political endorsements that, he brought out onto the stage as part of a humiliation ritual. And so he might do the same thing, but he's not going to get called on it in this movement because this movement is so tranced out by Christianity. The mere mention of Christianity or Jesus Christ is enough for all of the diggers and truthers and anons to put digging, truthing, and anonymousness to the side and to go into complete deference mode and be like, oh, yeah, this is a great thing. My friends and family like this, or somebody, I don't want to hurt somebody's feelings, or whatever it is. You stop being a truther as soon as you start deferring to Jesus and and the New Testament. Now, it would be different if you actually did the digging and and it stood up to scrutiny. But as soon as you do the digging, it was going to fall apart. So I set this out as a challenge to you to actually go do the digging, get yourself a copy of Josephus, and compare it with your New Testament. And check out Joseph Atwill's Caesar's Messiah, Shakespeare's Secret Messiah, and Michael Maniscott's Christianity's Origin as a Flavian Secrecy Cult. And if you feel like your Gospels can withstand that kind of scrutiny, then I'd love to hear about it because, I don't like being the person that delivers this news. I would love to be a Christian. It would make my life a lot easier. But I can't be because I'm a truther and I believe in the truth, and uh, all of the evidence points in a different direction. Maybe I haven't seen the proper evidence. I'd love to have you point it out to me. But until then, I'm going to be making videos like this. So like, share, subscribe, and share with your favorite Christian and tell them, send him, send him this or send him that, this proof that you have. Because I've read quite a bit of apologetics, and all of the apologetics that I've read have been, um, you know, um, affirmed the Roman origins hypothesis accidentally, where um, the author gets into there is no other way to explain this except that God did it or except that Jesus lived. Um, and then you're just like, well, no, actually, the Romans could have done it, and that's a lot more uh, Occam's razor friendly excuse or explanation than God did it. But that's what I find every time with the apologetics is there is no other way around it. It must have been God. And it doesn't really take too much to figure out that, oh, actually, there is another way around it. It was the Romans who, all of those Romans, Titus and Vespasian and three other of the Roman empires, literally were gods by law. They were deified by the Roman Senate. So they literally were gods. And that's the kind of power that they had. And so that, but that is something that really did happen. And so there is no need to go with the speculation. Um, all right, like, share, subscribe, comment, contribute, share, and remember to watch your blind side.